Everybody likes Oreos, but sometimes you get tired of eating the same snack all the time. So why not make it 10 times better? With a few easy steps, you can make a dessert I like to call Oreo balls. To make Oreo balls, you only need 3 ingredients. You need Oreos, cream cheese, and chocolate. Now before you get started, you need to make sure that you have a blender, a few bowls, a baking sheet, and wax paper. Now the first thing you need to do, you need to take about half a sleeve of Oreos and put it in the blender. It's about 4 or 5. You can only do that many at a time because the cream and the Oreos will get stuck in the blades of the blender and it won't be able to mix it up as good. So after you have the entire package of Oreos blended, it should be blended into a fine powder like this. Next thing you need to do is time to add the cream cheese. You add an 8-ounce package of cream cheese and you mix it up. You can use a mixer, but the same thing with the blender, it gets caught in the tongs and it's hard for it to mix it up. So I found that it works better to use your hands. So you mix it up and you get it to look like a dough like this. Now after you get it to the dough, it's time to roll the dough into balls. So you pinch off as much as you want. I like to roll it into about an inch big, and you place it on the wax paper. Now you have to use wax paper on the baking sheet, that way it won't stick. So after you have all the dough rolled and you have a baking sheet full of Oreo balls, then it's time to put it in the fridge. You have to put it in the fridge for about an hour, that way it can chill and they won't be sticky when you try to roll it in the chocolate. So when there's about 5 to 10 minutes left in it being in the fridge for an hour, it's time to melt the chocolate. You can use any kind of chocolate you want. You can use white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate. I prefer white chocolate just because I think it tastes better. You can use chocolate chips, Hershey bar, but I'm using Baker's Premium White Baking Chocolate Bar. So you can mix it on the stove or in the microwave, either way works. I mixed it on the stove for no reason other than that's just what I've always done, but either way works better. So the next thing you need to do after they've been in the fridge for an hour, you need to make sure that they're not sticky anymore. So once you take them out, then you can put them in the chocolate. Now you need to not leave them in there for too long because the chocolate just came off the stove, so it's hot. So if you leave the Oreo balls in for too long, then it'll make them fall apart. So I like to use a fork to help me roll the Oreo balls around the chocolate, make sure the chocolate gets all over. So after you take it out, you can put it right back on the wax paper, and after you get all of them done, you can put it back in the fridge. Or you can leave it out on the counter. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to let the chocolate harden, but I prefer it to be cold, so I like to put it back in the fridge for a couple of hours. So after you get done, after you have all the Oreo balls coated in chocolate, you can melt a different kind of chocolate. You can melt milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and you can use your fork to help drizzle it over the Oreo balls to make them look a little fancier, add some design to it. So then you put it in the fridge and you let them cool. And then when you're ready to take them out, you can put them in a bowl or on a tray and Ziploc bags. I like to put them in the bowl, that way I can eat them all at one time. So this recipe makes about 50 to 60 Oreo balls, depends on how big you make them. So let's go back over the steps one more time. First, put the Oreos in the blender, you blend them up, add the cream cheese, mix it together into dough, roll the dough into about inch-sized balls, put it in the fridge, let it cool, take it out, dip it in chocolate, let the chocolate harden, and then you're ready to go. So if you like Oreos but you're getting tired of the same old snack, just follow these easy steps and then you have brand new dessert.